Well, the circus that is the game journalists are back at it again. This time they're going after Metroid again over Samus, saying that she acts like an emotionless robot and that she needs to smile more. It's not like they got backlash or anything. I mean, how's that tweet looking? Hey, what is going on, everybody? How are you all doing today? I hope you all are having a wonderful and fantastic day today, and if not, hopefully you all will have a better tomorrow. So, as we saw recently, game journalists, the jokes they are, as always, they were bashing Metroid Dread because, oh, it's too hard for us to play. Lower the difficulty. Because they had so many problems trying to play this game because they're not gamers. We already know this. They basically just want to be able to button mash, press their way through games and get it over with. And then, oh, let's have this review out as quickly as possible. And then, if it doesn't have a politics, it's a bad game. Because that's how they always act. And, you know, you had like one of the funniest reviews, which was about Metroid Dread being a thrilling twist on a classic, but made me miserable. That Mashable article, which I looked at in a previous video, absolute garbage. Showed and proved they aren't gamers. But then we can't also forget about what recently happened as well, where these game journalists, like Kotaku for example, well, what were they doing? They were promoting emulators. Piracy for a brand new game. I mean, that's absurd. I mean, yeah, Nintendo's been bad about their back catalog. I think we can all admit that. And they do need to make it more accessible. But when it comes to a brand new game that anybody can get, you know, that's ridiculous. Like I said, goes to show how much of a circus show and why you should never take these game journalists seriously. I mean, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if Nintendo got pissed and decided to actually sue them. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. But now, there's a new issue. What's the new issue? Oh man, you know, Kotaku had an article, and it was, Dear Metroid Dread, Samus doesn't need to be an emotionless robot to be badass. No, I'm not even kidding. They think that the problem with her now is that she doesn't smile. They think that she has to show more emotion when she does show emotion, but they act like she's a robot. I mean, seriously, Samus Aran is an iconic Nintendo character, but better writing could make her so much more. But here's the thing, we have 35 years of Metroid. We have plenty of games with her having a lot of character, but you know, I don't understand that. Also, here's what's funny. They say she has to smile more. Let's go back to 2018. Go back in the time machine here. So, Brie Larson's Captain Marvel. Everybody remembers this, I'm sure. And if you don't, well, a few years ago, these game journalists, like Polygon, for example, also, you know, another terrible site like Kotaku, they were upset because people were trying to say that Brie Larson should smile. And they were like, stop telling women to smile. Yeah, real progressive of you, Kotaku, huh? Yeah, I bet you right now, if she were to be more like a, oh, I don't know, an activist, then they'd probably be like, oh, yes, she said that strong, independent women. No, we don't need activist Samus. Okay, we need her to stay the same way that she has been. You know, Samus, if anything, has been a very iconic female character that many people really love and enjoy. You know, she's fine the way she is. And, you know, I love how in this article they try to act like she hasn't developed as a character. Like this right here. Samus Aran. The name conjures a lot of intense adjectives. Powerful, fearless, resolute. And little has changed about Samus since her debut on the Famicom Disk System back in 1986. She strides across inhospitable alien worlds, arm cannon at the ready, and does the impossible. Simply put, Samus rules. One thing I also want to bring up, if you ever notice, there's a trend. Every single time they bring up articles like these, they always try to like act like they like the character, like, oh, she's so cool, she's great. You know, like they try to say positive things in all these articles, if you ever notice. And then they just start to bash every single last thing. Like, you see right here, Samus rules. Now get ready. That said, playing Metroid Dread made me wonder if she might rule just a little more if Nintendo saw it fit to expand her personality past stoic, silent, one-woman army. It's kind of who she is. It's kind of the point of the character, but, you know, they don't know Samus. They're not gamers. They're not fans of Metroid, so it doesn't surprise me they wouldn't understand her character. Kind of funny they also call this an excellent game, despite these are the same people, as I said earlier, that were trying to support an emulator. They were literally trying to support getting this game on an emulator, not buying it. Like, literally stealing the game. They were supporting this. Like, ridiculous. They still do, by the way. They still support people stealing this game. First, let's make sure we're all on the same page regarding Samus's history. So they go back talking about Samus's history, about Ridley, the space dragon who went in and, ended her family's life, her parents. And then, the Chozo took her in, and, they actually enhanced her body, like physical abilities, and then, gave her a Chozo design power suit. That's what happened. But they try to act like Samus is just emotionless. They act like she herself is just a robot. And it's funny because if you know Samus herself, she has been ruthless in battle because she's hardened for battle. That's how she is. But that doesn't mean that she's emotionless. I mean, you'd know that if you've played, like, Metroid Fusion, for example, or, Zero Mission, where she actually, like, gives her thoughts throughout the game. Like, she's, like, thinking while you're exploring the game. And then, of course, they try to say that Other M basically gave her personality and emotion.
What are you? An idiot sandwich.
Now, while the game did try to do that, the game itself, Other M is terrible. Like I said, if you're a Metroid fan, you don't talk about Other M. Like, while I get what they were trying to do with it, it failed. It was not a good game. And yet they're trying to sit over here and praise it like this. Metroid Other M, for all its faults, did something no previous installment dared by giving Samus an actual personality. Like I said, had you played Fusion, had you played, Zero Mission, had you played the other Metroid games, like, Super Metroid, you'd understand she has a personality. You would get this. But no, they don't get this. They don't understand that. Hell, even if you play Dread, I'm not going to spoil anything, but I will tell you that yes, she does have emotion through body language. Body language is what really explains how Samus feels during certain events. You can tell that she has that. And here's another thing. You would understand that Samus has a personality if you go back on the manga. Like I said, if you go back on the manga, you will see that Ridley himself, Samus thought she could befriend this evil alien dragon creature, and then realizes how evil he is. And then he destroys, like, a whole entire area and, kills her family. Like, then in the manga, it further shows more character of Samus where she actually has PTSD. And Ridley taunts her. Like, I'm serious. Samus goes through actual trauma. If you were a Metroid fan, you'd get that. As someone who has loved Metroid all the way back since the original game from the 80s, from 86, I can tell you, there was a lot of moments with Samus showing vulnerability, with Samus actually being a character and showing personality, but they don't get that. To them, every woman has to be just like Abby Smash from The Last of Us Part 2 because they think that's a strong, independent woman. No, that's not a strong, independent woman. No, not at all. Because they think it always has to be agenda-driven, and they think that that's what a woman should be. Basically a man. That's what they think. And no, that's not true in the slightest. And their tweet, oh man, they got ratioed hard on this. And boy, the fans really let them have it. So, some people were saying, how to tell someone didn't play the game. It's funny because all the reviews I've heard mention this exact same thing. Yeah, because they're all a part of the board. They all have the same mindset. Game journalists are a joke. That's exactly what they are. Is Kotaku just satire at this point? This can't be for real. Oh no, this is real. And yeah, the complete and total satire. Like I said, it's a clown show. It's a circus. And this is why nobody takes game journalism seriously. At all. One person says, dies from cringe. It was good. And then this one was really good. I really enjoyed this one where this person said, what do you want her to be? A Kotaku writer that cries about everything? Like, this was also good, where it just shows, like, Samus looking at this, and, like, right here, just this alone, tells you what the response is. You can just look at this and go, yeah, I know how she'd feel. We all feel this way. I mean, that says enough right there. That's body language. But Kotaku wouldn't understand that. I think we all know that. These game journalists don't get it. This person had a really good one. Dear Kotaku, isn't the whole point of Samus is that she's supposed to be an elite, cool-tempered, poker-faced bounty hunter? I mean, even in the documentation from Super Metroid, she was always presented as such. While she has her kind side, she has ruthless in battle. Which, yeah, that's actually accurate. You know, Samus is basically like Nintendo's equivalent to Boba Fett. Like, when you think about it. Because that's kind of what she is. And within this right here, which this person is showing, it really shows, like, what they're meaning. Because without the power suit, it goes into this explanation here. Talking about her working for the Galactic Federation. And what it says is this. Is that when something threatens the Galactic Federation, they call on Samus Aran. She's the most accomplished bounty hunter anywhere. But even though she weeds out dangerous and evil characters from the galaxy for a living, she also truly cares about the safety of all law-abiding life forms. The Galactic Federation depends on her, and many other life forms throughout the galaxy have counted on her to save their hides. Her second mission to Zeebs is bound to be her most difficult mission yet. Having no preparation time, she's hoping to find some useful items on the planet. She'd rather forego collecting bounty than to see harm come to an innocent life form. While she has her kind side, she is ruthless in battle. You see, that's the point. You know, like, this tells you about Samus that she is a caring individual, that she can be kind, and that while she's on the battlefield, well, that's whenever she has to be ruthless. She knows what she has to do to survive. And I mean, like, you think about what's gone on with Ridley, you think about that past as well, you know, wouldn't you also kind of be stoic, maybe? Be cautious, you know, not to let your guard down? I mean, that's kind of Samus for you. I mean, yeah, there are times where she's let her guard down, but, you know, that's when she's known she's needed to. And even then, you know, she's had fear. We've seen that as well. But look, these game journalists, they don't care. You know, they're not gamers, they're not fans of Metroid, and of course, they would reference Other M. Of course they would. Jesus Christ. Another person said, and if you played the game and paid any real attention to it, you would see that she absolutely isn't an emotionless robot, which is true. The game gets across more real emotion just through the body language and eyes than Team Ninja did in all of Other M. Yeah, that's true. Oh, man. I follow Kotaku so I can be fully up to date on whatever wrong take is being floated on the internet today. Oh, God, yeah, that's pretty much why people follow them at this point, because they're nothing but a joke. That's what game journalism is now. It's a joke. That's why we all just sit back and laugh at them, because they're nothing but clowns. We all know it. This is like saying Doomguy or Master Chief need more emotions. Yeah, could you imagine them complaining about that? Oh man, Master Chef, he needs more emotions. Yeah, because, you know, it's not like you haven't been able to see that. Everybody knows that. It's like Halo 3 when, you know, Miranda Keyes died. Or when Johnson died. You know, like, the Chief himself, he shows depression. Or Cortana, you know, we definitely saw that. You begin the piece with a history of Samus's trauma, then ask why she doesn't have a normal emotional response. Maybe it has to do with her past, maybe it's just how she is, but she isn't emotionless, just stoic. I don't think this is meant as a stereotypical badass. No, exactly, it's not. And look, this is what I mean. These game journalists, they're a joke. This is why we all laugh at them. They cry about the game being too hard, you know, rather than trying to memorize how to, you know, go around the map. They're like, oh no, this is too much for me. I just changed the difficulty. You know, crying over it. You know, it's funny. This is a game about a strong, independent female character. You'd think that they'd stand for it. Oh wait, but they don't. They don't stand for anything they say they do. You know, they're hypocrites. You know, this is why people call them out all the time, because they're nothing but a bunch of hypocrites, and we all know it. You know, they spew this shit all the time, and it's like, yeah, did you really play the game? Are you really a fan of him? Because clearly you're proving to us more and more that you're not. Kind of funny that, you know, if they were real Metroid fans, you know, maybe they'd like also the manga, for example, like I said, you know, use that as an idea of why Samus may not show a lot, why she may be a stoic individual. I mean, seriously, her having to get through the trauma of all that, I mean, seriously. Maybe all that has built her up to being the strong, independent female character she actually is. But, you know, I'm just saying, just throwing that out there. It's kind of funny, though. They're just sitting over there like, oh, yeah, Samus needs to show more emotion. She's a robot. And then it's like, you know, back in 2018, you had Captain Marvel, where they're like, oh, she doesn't have to show emotion. She doesn't need to smile. How dare you? That's how they used to act. You can see the hypocrisy here. And this is what this is now. You know, it's over here. It's like, you know, Samus has to show emotion when she has. She's showing emotion. If you've played other installments in the franchise, you'll understand that she has. But no, they don't. You know, like I said, they're nothing but a joke. That's why game journalism, this is why people look at them and they just see them as clowns, because that's exactly what they are. And if the game's not about their politics, then they absolutely despise it, and they'll try to find ways to attack it. But anyways, let me know what you think about this entire situation down below. Subscribe to the channel if you were new here, and make sure you were still subscribed, because YouTube is unsubscribing people from all their favorite channels. So make sure you were still subscribed to all your favorite channels. Hit the video with a like, and also be sure to share the video on social media. Spread the word and get it out there. It's greatly appreciated, and it really helps out the channel a lot. Also, be sure to follow me on both Discord and Minds. We have a wonderful community there. Not only that, but it will keep you up to date on when the news videos will be released, as well as any other upcoming events in the near future. So be sure to follow me on both Discord and Minds. The links are in the description down below. But anyways, I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful and fantastic day today. And remember, if today was not a good day, tomorrow could always be better. Take care of yourselves and everyone around you. And have yourselves a good one out there, everybody.